Reading book on pausing and institutions. Written by me, Eric Wadell. First draft, February 2026. Modern-day personal institutions. Third order, individuals, personal institutions. The defining characteristic of personal institutions is the specific skill set of the individual. Your specific skill set makes you into a personal institution which other people can enjoy. Thus far, in our text, we have found that our modern days do not have any true total institutions, nor any true partial institutions. Then our question becomes, what kind of personal institutions can and can we not become when we have no total or partial institutions to act under? Earlier in our text, when we defined the personal institutions of the old tribes, we made use of a few examples. The leader-institution, the shaman-institution, the leader-mother-institution, and the scapegoat-Institution. How are these four personal institutions different today from back then? The leaders of today do not have any true total institution to lead. So when they succeed in their leadership, there is no tribe that really succeeds with them. And likewise, when they fail in their leadership, there is no tribe that really fails with them either. The leaders of today do not taste the pride or joy of the old tribe leaders, but they do not taste the loss or shame either. The direction that modern leaders point us towards is in large part empty, because there is no coherent group going in that pointed direction. The words of modern leaders carry less real weight than the words of old leaders. The shamans of today do not have any total institution either to aid. In the old days, the shamans picked up on intangible hunches and used them as guiding lights for the tribe. In our modern days, any intangible hunch that persons with sensibilities actually do pick up on does not become guiding for any coherent group. The people with sensibilities today, the shamans of today, so to speak, may make use of the hunches they pick up on, but they can also choose to drop them completely, since there is no tribe expecting them to be delivered. In our modern days, many intangible hunches are dropped like that, creating many loose ends. The leader mothers of today do not have any group of mothers to lead as they did in the caveman days. The upbringing of children was more of a group effort in the old days, led by the leader mother. The modern upbringing of children is more of an isolated effort, led by the individual mothers. The leader mothers of today find themselves not having any other mothers to lead, and also seeing their children not having the coherent group upbringing that they would otherwise have had. The leader mothers of today must find other ways of leading both other mothers as well as leading groups of children. The scapegoats of today are not confined to any exclusive tribe. Being a scapegoat is never desirable, which means that if one finds oneself being the scapegoat, leaving that painful situation for another option will always be more desirable. The scapegoats of today have the possibility to leave their predicament and join with new groups of people. The scapegoats of today are not as trapped or as helpless as they were in past times. They may even build lives for themselves over and above their scapegoat role. Cynically speaking, this also means that consistent scapegoats will be harder to hold on to for any one group wishing to stabilize their temperament through exclusive and consistent bullying. Assembling these four examples of modern personal institutions, we see that they are quite different from those of old times. The leader has no tribe to lead. The shaman is picking up on undesired hunches. The leader mother has no mothers or children to lead. And the scapegoat may leave their situation and evolve into something preferable. We pause and acknowledge that the personal institutions of today are different from what they used to be. What does this mean for the personal institutions of today? What distinct individual skill sets may we develop instead? Perhaps the most important consequence of this is that the individuals of today must formulate new and arbitrary personal institutions. Individuals of today must articulate more or less artificial goals for both themselves as individuals and for any group that they wish to be part of. We pause and recognize that the personal institutions of today are newly formulated, arbitrary, and built upon goals which are more or less artificial. To be a person today, to be an individual today, means carrying the weight of creating institutions and goals which could be needed, but not necessarily so. To be a person today means putting oneself out there, presenting personal ideas, and to sometimes be accepted into some higher order, and at other times to be rejected altogether. This is a dynamic which is significant for the common lived experience of our modern days. That we are expected to innovate, but that we are also expected to shrug off rejection and then innovate again. We pause and recognize that in our modern lived experience, we are expected to innovate, be rejected, and innovate again. Next, we will look at how this common individual dynamic of innovation, rejection, innovation fits in with a fuller picture of the dynamics institutions of today, which is our fourth and final order of institutions.